In this video, we're gonna be designing headphones. Let's go. Alright, so let's nuke this one, and actually let's change the mount cap first. Close this, we don't need it. Nuke that. Okay, cool. So we're gonna start with curves, and we could go with a circular situation here, to be honest. Maybe it's gonna be better. Let's grab a circle, and we're going to split this in half. So C and cut it. Come on. C, C. Jesus. C, C, and cut it. There we go. And then we're going to move them on y-axis like this. So this one has to be moved up here. Delete these two and mirror. And we're going to basically bridge them with G1. And it should be fine. Mirror to the other side. Select everything and J. So this is not a circle, it's kind of like a slight yo-yo, right? Now what we could do, we could basically offset this outside like this, right? We could scale this on this axis. Okay, cut this. So, whoops, CC and cut this here. And combine these two with a curve. And do I like this? You know what? I think I might go with a rectangle here. I think it's gonna be better. Here. Come on. Press C. And we're going to make it wider. A bit taller. And bevel these like that. Okay, cool. I think it's gonna be interesting. This could be a little bit smaller, so we could offset this in like this. Okay, yeah, and move this one somewhere here. Now, if I'm going to loft this, right, loft these two together, it's going to work, but you'll see we're gonna get some kind of a funky distortions here and there. It's not perfect, I think. So before we do that, let's actually combine them with, with edges. So run an edge from here to here, and we're gonna have to actually drive it in. So GY, hold control and snap it here, right? Then we can grab this edge and we can move it to the other side. And we could mirror them to the bottom, right? Like this, okay? So now you see, we can loft this and we can use these as drivers, right? To drive the shape, which didn't work very well for us. So this is actually too difficult for this curvature to occur. So maybe we're gonna drive one here. Let's just nuke these and see if this is gonna work. Here, G, Y, and snap. So delete these and mirror these. Let's see if this is gonna work better. There we go. See, like it's flexing the mesh. See, now that's a bit better. So we're giving this loft a guide along which it should be projected. I think we might need one more here. So let's just go back and I just want to run more here. So we're sure that it's gonna be properly projected. So GY, hold control and snap it. And we're going to mirror to the other side. And then we're gonna loft them. And we're going to flex all these here, right? Boom. Okay. That looks peachy. So let's nuke that one in the middle. Alt W, and if it doesn't work for you, what you want to do is you want to go to F menu, type patch, and right click and add this Alt W shortcut. We don't really need these curves here, so we can just nuke them, right? Select this edge here now, go to top view, press E, F for freestyle, and we're going to extrude it this way. There we go. And we're going to patch this. And we're going to combine them. So 4 and J. Now let's look at the shading. I mean, it's not terrible. This one is not ideal here, not gonna lie. This one is kind of collapsing. So what we could do is redo this. So run an edge here and imprint it, right? One more time. Run an edge here and imprint it. There we go. Then we're going to mirror this to the bottom. Press Q. Then we're going to delete these two. And then we're going to Alt-click this and Alt-W and run G1. Or we could try G2. G2 will not work. Let's go with G1. You see, that's going to be a problem. So maybe what we could do is run from here to here. Imprint this one. There we go. Nuke this one and mirror to the top. Q. Sometimes you need to try different things in order to find what's going to work with your curvature, right? And then Alt-W, and let's try to go for G2. That kind of works, I think. Let me see that. That's a little bit better. You see, we don't have this kind of like a wobble here. It's kind of smoother. And if the bevel gonna work, then we're good to go. It does. Cool, awesome. So let's mirror to the other side. That's actually pretty good. When you're working with surfaces, right, you need to be really patient, and you need to make sure that you know, it's all clean. So sometimes you need to cut stuff out like this and, you know, repatch it, right, to make it better, you know what I mean? Same here. I think this could be one curve. So Shift X, Alt click, Alt W, and then G2 here, G2 here, and then we're gonna mirror this to all the sides, right? So mirror to this side, Q, and then mirror to the bottom and Q, right? And Bob Jungle, cool. So now we can save it. Cool. And now I would probably make this a little bit thicker because we're gonna have cushions in here, right? So we want this a bit thicker. I don't really think that we need two in here. Wasn't this one surface? Hang on a second. What am I missing here? There we go. I think it was messed up during mirroring. There we go. 4 and there we go. That's better. Cool. Now this looks really clean. Well, kind of clean. There's a bit of a wobble here. I wonder if actually running an edge like this wouldn't be helpful. Let me see this, right? So let me remove this. Let me Shift A and run an edge here. And let me just G, Y and snap it, right? And then I'll W and flex it. Wonder if it's not going to be better. Let me see this. Yeah, see, it's cleaner, I think. Oh, is it? I think this one is cleaner. Although, the reason why there's a bit of a wobble, because we have a curved surface here and flat surface here, I think it was fine. So I'm going to mirror from the other side. So let me just go back and mirror here. All right, cool. So now what we're going to do, we're going to create these cushions, right? So first of all, we're going to have a small chamfer, bevel here. And we could run a chordal, maybe a bit smaller, something like this. Nice and sharp bevel. We're going to split this in here. So what I would do is I would literally run a split here. So C left, right. And this is gonna be, this is gonna be the cushion here. So we're gonna have a small edge here, and then we're gonna have a cushion here, like this. Actually, you know what? This could be smaller bevel, and this could be larger bevel. Let me see that. I'm not sure if I like that. maybe this should be larger. You know what? The chamfer could be interesting here. But fuck it, let's go with a cushion like this. And let's see if this makes any sense. And then this one could be actually cut, you know. So let's just select this one, Shift D, press O. Let's insert this a little bit. So Alt Z, insert this to here. And we're going to C, left, right, and cut it and nuke this and see if this wouldn't be an interesting solution, right? So we're going to bevel this one. And bevel this one, right? You see that? Yeah, that's kind of cool. I like that. The cushion is kind of coming outside, which is really neat. We got this sort of like a wider rim in here, which is kind of interesting. In fact, what we could do is we could cut it deeper here, you know. This could be kind of cool. So let's redo these bevels. And maybe we just cut here deeper. I think it's going to be interesting. Do something like this. So Alt Z and maybe mirror to the bottom. Select them both in J. I'm literally riffing with shapes now. And bevel and then C left to right and see what we're going to get here. Oh, that's interesting, isn't it? And then we're going to have a bevel here. Bevel here and then bevel around. Whoops. And bevel on this one, right? Is it too big? It's a bit too big. Alright. Let's make it a bit more kind of like a hard plastic, you know. Cool. And this could be like a, you know, some sort of like a Wi-Fi, you know, Bluetooth whatever, or we could have some kind of, you know, controls in here, maybe a button or whatever, or two buttons here, right? So this is pretty interesting. Let's select all that and move it to the on the y-axis here, and don't move it too far because we need to angle them. Yeah, I'm gonna create some buttons in here. So let's just select this face, and in fact let's grab these edges. All right, here, there we go. Shift D them. Let's B and bevel them. Then O and O. Whoops. O and offset them. We can offset them really. So this is not a planar curve. Okay, so S Y sorry X 0, and then let's try to offset this. There we go. So it wasn't fully flat. Yeah, that was a problem. Let's just nuke this one. Let's imprint this here. And let's press 3. Let's insert this. Let's press O to go in. Select this one, move it out, and create a button. And we're going to mirror this to the bottom. So Alt X and to the bottom, Q and mirror the button, right? Our button is mirrored already. How does it look? Yeah, it looks pretty cool, man. I think it looks pretty dope. Awesome. Now we could have some kind of like holes around here. I think it's gonna look interesting, or kind of like a groove. Although a flat one could look really clean as well. You know, this looks clean as well. Okay, so now what we need to obviously, you know, insert this, right, and create a cushion here. So pop it in, and we will need something soft in here, and you know, something like this. It's a little bit, I think it could be a little bit thicker, so hang on a second. O and offset deeper, there we go, maybe even deeper. Maybe that deep, right? And then we're gonna have a, you know, wider cushion here. That looks pretty cool. And then we're going to select all that and rotate it with Control to angle. Alt X to the other side. I think it is close enough. Maybe it's too close. Just move it a little bit further away and do this again. Alt X, boom. Cool, and now let's create the headband. So we're gonna do this with curves, and let's start somewhere here. Trace all along here, all along this one more time. Boom. Let me just tap this, there we go. Boom here. And then we can curve. Maybe here is good. Let me just alt X this. Yeah, now we're gonna cut this, right? So cut this in here like this. Select this one, CC, and cut it. And nuke this one, alt X. Cool. And we're going to combine them, right? So Shift Q and bridge. You want to combine them with G1, that's fine. Okay, cool. That's perfect, I think. Awesome. So now we're going to grab all these and J them. We're going to move them to the middle here, which is a bit difficult to spot, but there it is. Press 1 for the point, and see now what we can do is we can draw a rectangle here. Whoops, one more time. There we go. Press C, and I'm gonna create an interesting shape here, kind of like a thin band. Is it too small? I think it's too small. I'll make it a bit bigger. A bit bigger. There we go, that should do. Then F, sweep, and click on this curve, which is gonna sweep it. And we're going to bring it deeper, but before we do, let's press 4 and close it, Alt W, 3 and drive it deeper here. Okay. And this could go even lower to the bottom here. It's gonna look pretty cool. And we could run them up like this. That's nice. And we're going to cut this, right? So what we're gonna do is we're going to grab this one, Shift D that, okay, and cancel. Grab this and go to local view, and then we're going to grab this face and make it deeper, and then we're going to cut it. So 4, Q, and cut it, right? Then let's go back, and you see we're gonna get this kind of like a groove here, and that's gonna allow us to move this, you know, I mean, adjust the headphones, right? So let's go to local view and select these two faces, and we're gonna move them away from one another just a little bit, right? Like that. Let's go back. So we're gonna have a bit of a, you know, leeway there. And Alt Z so we can see shit. Select this edge, and we're going to, whoa, this edge, there we go. And we're going to bevel them. That's nice. Bevel this one. Hang on, where is it? There we go. And this should do. And then we're going to bevel this. And this. Boom, right? Actually, you know what? This should be metal, so it's gonna be smaller bevel. Kind of like this, right? There we go. Cool. And now I actually want to cut this, so let's cut this here. C and then G, Y. Drop it down here. And let's, whoa, let's bevel these. And then C left, right, and we're gonna nuke this out. It's gonna look cool from the side here. As a bevel here, awesome. We're going to now create a cushion for the head, right? So what we need to do is we need to, we might actually grab this curve, to be honest. Let me Shift D this curve and SS and scale this like this. And what I would like to do is I would like to drop it down here. So if you would like to learn plasticity on a different level and really master the software, then grab our course, The Ultimate Guide to Plasticity, or even the bundle, which is amazing. And at just $297, you're going to get access to all of our courses, which are insane. The Ultimate Guide to Plasticity will teach you how to design this awesome spaceship with the interior. Then you have a mech course, which is massive. It's going to teach you how to design functional mechs, but also how to rig them in Blender. And the gun course is going to teach you how to design weapons, but also how to retopologize in Blender. So each of these courses teaches you something different. In addition, you're going to get access to Material Works, which is our add-on. We recently dropped 2.0 version, which is insane, has some crazy features, and also 10% discount on Plasticity purchases. So it's a crazy deal. Check our website for more details. Run it from here like this and align here. So select this one and this one, go F align and align them. And we're going to align them at G1 like this, right? And adjust this here. Boom. Okay. And will this work? Yeah, this will work, I think. So we can trim this, T, and trim it. So select these two. In fact, let's cut this. Press 2, CC, and cut it. Remove these. Let's join them and Alt X to mirror to the other side. Boom. Right now, let's just merge this. And what we're going to do, we're going to move this forward somewhere here and align it. So S, X, 0. There we go. And Shift D and move it here. Okay. And we're going to loft them. So loft them. Okay, cool. Then let's grab this one and E and extrude it down. Does it work? E. What the fuck? Why is it not working? Hang on. Let me just go to local view. What the fuck is going on? Okay, never mind. In this case, we're gonna thicken this. So Shift F and thicken. There we go. Let me just go back. And now we're gonna have to kind of adjust this, right? So Alt Z so we can see that. So now this element goes here, and this one I want to kind of end here as well. So we need now another curve that's gonna be aligning from here to the outside of this, I mean inside of this thing here, right? So let me see that. Right, and cut it like this and see if it's gonna actually work. So let's just J this, C left, right, and cut this. There we go. And then we're gonna mirror this to the other side. That's pretty cool. And obviously we need to cut this higher, so maybe somewhere here, right? Like that. Maybe that's a bit too high, but we can fix this. So nuke these curves and grab this one. And we can now adjust it, you know, make it thinner, right? On the whole length, I mean, along the top of these headphones. Let me now mirror this to the other side and see. Yeah, that's pretty cool actually. And then we can, this is a little bit too, maybe it's actually not too wide. We could now bevel this here and here. Here and here, right? So it's cushioned, and then obviously this should be beveled. Or we could chamfer this. This could be interesting. And then bevel these, right? That's nice. And then 4 and mirror and boom, right? And there's your cushion. And, you know, we could have some pattern here. I mean, wouldn't be a bad idea, to be honest. Let's go to local view. Since we already so deep, then why not? Let's create something like this here, B, and do that. Let's run an isoparam here, or even better, let's just let's just imprint a curve. So Shift Q and imprint. There we go. Now we're gonna grab this and Shift D to duplicate it. Then we're going to grab this one and we're going to project it onto the surface. We're going to grab this Alt W and 3 and E and extrude it. Okay, so now what we're gonna do, we're gonna grab this one and go to local view and grab the face and move it in so we can boolean this, go back, make this a bit thinner. Okay. And we're going to array this across the curve. So curve array and choose a curve. There we go. We're going to select these and nuke them. Select these 4 and mirror them. Come on. There we go. And then we're going to nuke all the curves because we don't need them. Select everything Q, Q. What the fuck? Okay. Q, Q. That worked. Okay. And then we're going to mirror bevel these. So now select this one, this one, this one, and this one. And one more time. Boom, right? And then we're gonna mirror this. Q, and then let's go back. You see that? That looks pretty dope. That looks pretty dope. And we also need a charging port, right? So what we could do is select this face here, or these two faces with space to align ourselves to this element. And we could just, you know, pop a B and, you know. All right, so we're going to grab this one and extrude it like this, right? And we're going to, I think we could just cut it like that, right? For the charging cable. So Q and cut it. There we go. Let's just pop a boolean here, bevel here. Maybe chordal would be nice. There we go. And this could be, one more time, E extruded. There we go. And drop it down. Right? And we're gonna cut it in, so C, B, and just cut it. Alright, I'm not gonna be creating ports or anything. Oh, this is not actually a bevel, it's a chamfer. One more time. Bevel this. C left, right, there we go. 4, boom, and there we go. Are we looking? That's looking pretty good. That's looking pretty good. And obviously we need to mirror these the situation. So let's nuke that. Can be chargeable on either side, it's fine. And then this needs to be mirrored. So Q, right? And there you go. And I think we're good to go. How are we looking? Looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. I'm actually gonna pop a bevel here before I go, because it's important to have bevels. There you go. Cool, well, that's it for the tutorial. Hope you enjoyed it, and if you would like to learn Plasticity on a different level and really master the software, then grab our course, The Ultimate Guide to Plasticity, or even the bundle, which is amazing. And at just $297, you're gonna get access to all of our courses, which are insane. The Ultimate Guide to Plasticity will teach you how to design this awesome spaceship with the interior. Then you have a mech course, which is massive. It's going to teach you how to design functional mechs, but also how to rig them in Blender. And the gun course is going to teach you how to design weapons, but also how to retopologize in Blender. So each of these courses teaches you something different. In addition, you're going to get access to Material Works, which is our add-on. We recently dropped 2.0 version, which is insane, has some crazy features, and also 10% discount on Plasticity purchases. So it's a crazy deal. Check our website for more details. Links are in the video description. If you would like to learn more tips about plasticity modeling, then watch this video next.